Hello, and welcome back to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Today's story focuses on one of the most talked about couples in Turkish entertainment, actor Çağatay Ulusoy and actress Duygu Sarışın. Although they have guarded their private life for years, a single silver band on Çağatay's hand has set social media humming, confirmed an engagement many hoped for, and reminded fans that real love stories can still unfold quietly in the glare of celebrity. A partnership built out of view. The first published photograph of Çağatay and Duygu together dates back to a small wrap party nearly 7 years ago. He had just finished shooting a high-octane streaming drama. She was balancing theater work with guest roles on primetime TV. Friends say the initial connection felt inevitable, two actors who understood 4 a.m. call times, the emotional whiplash of long shoots, and the odd stillness that follows a big premiere. Yet from the outset they chose privacy over publicity. No red carpet declarations, no orchestrated beach strolls. That decision shaped everything that followed. Instead of captions about couple goals, there were grainy phone snaps of them browsing second-hand bookstalls in Kadıköy or queuing for Simit after midnight screenings. Industry columnists predicted the relationship would fizzle once heavyweight projects pulled them onto separate continents. It didn't. When Çağatay spent 7 months in Los Angeles training for an English-language film, Duygu visited for exactly 1 weekend, carefully slipping in after his classes ended. When she toured Anatolia with an experimental stage piece, he quietly financed extra lighting so provincial playhouses could handle the show's demanding visuals, without ever issuing a press release. To the ring that spoke louder than words. Fast forward to last month. Paparazzi lenses caught Çağatay outside a neighborhood coffee bar. A slim platinum band flashed as he signed a receipt. Within the hour the image hit trending lists alongside zoomed-in crops and breathless speculation. 2 days later, a reporter finally asked the obvious, "Can you tell us about the ring?" He answered without hesitation. "The owner of this ring is Duygu. We decided to marry." That's all the symbol needs to say. 15 words, no embellishment, yet enough to launch thousands of congratulatory posts. Turkish newspapers ran sidebars on proposal traditions, lifestyle magazines sketched imaginary seating charts, jewelers reported spikes in searches for discreet platinum twist with single stone. The couple's silence on further details only deepened the fascination. 3. How Hzal Kaya accidentally played Cupid. Longtime viewers remember that several months earlier, Çağatay was photographed ring shopping with his close friend Hzal Kaya. At the time tabloids leapt to the wrong conclusion, some floated rumors of a secret liaison, others claimed Hzal was mediating a disagreement between him and Duygu. The truth was simpler and far sweeter. Hzal, a confessed design obsessive, had offered to help him navigate boutique ateliers hidden along the Bosphorus backstreets. She kept notes on stone clarity, metal sourcing, and subtle personal touches. Duygu's fondness for olive leaves, the couple's shared environmental values. One artisan suggested weaving recycled platinum threads into a braid motif echoing the Aegean coastline near Izmir where Duygu grew up. Hzal approved, Çağatay agreed. The finished ring carries that motif behind the stones so only the wearer feels the texture, an intimate detail invisible to cameras but rich with meaning. When news of Hzal's involvement resurfaced after the engagement confirmation, she addressed it in a single sentence at a charity gala. "A friend asked for honest advice, and I love good design, that's the whole story." The remark put gossip to bed and underlined what insiders already knew: genuine friendships can coexist with headline romance. For wedding plans, small circle, wide curiosity. So, when and where will the wedding happen? Officially, there is no date. Unofficially, relatives whisper about late summer breezes on the Sezim Peninsula, far from city lenses yet close to elders who no longer travel easily. One cousin let slip that invitations may arrive digitally to reduce paper waste, aligning with the couple's low-impact ethos. Another family friend hinted at live acoustic music instead of a DJ set, because Çağatay prefers conversation over volume, and Duygu once told an interviewer that a single classical guitar can carry more emotion than an entire fireworks display. Guest numbers look modest, perhaps 80 in total, divided evenly between families and longtime colleagues. There is talk of a second, purely celebratory evening in Istanbul so the wider industry can raise a glass without turning the vow exchange into a press pit. Whether either event will allow official photography is unclear. Some speculate the couple might release just one frame, taken on film by a mutual friend who studied analog portraiture in Berlin. 5. Balancing career momentum. Amid planning, both actors push ahead professionally. Çağatay is in stunt rehearsals for an historical miniseries set during the final years of the Seljuk dynasty, requiring horse archery and classical Persian dialect coaching. Rumor also links him to a limited-run stage revival of Caligula, a role he nearly accepted before the pandemic. Duygu, meanwhile, has wrapped principal photography on a psychological thriller adapted from an award-winning novella. She plays a violinist whose hearing deteriorates at the peak of her career. To prepare, she spent 6 months shadowing Istanbul State Symphony rehearsals and practicing vibrato until her fingertips blistered. Agents confirm neither intends to slow down after the wedding. In fact, a shared calendar app tracks shooting windows so they rarely spend more than 3 consecutive weeks apart, an agreement, friends say, forged during those early distance stretches when time zones felt merciless. 6. Fan response. Joy, relief, and boundary setting. The engagement sparked 3 dominant reactions. Joyful validation, longtime supporters who sensed deeper commitment now feel vindicated. Fan art flooded Instagram, watercolor portraits of the couple beneath Aegean olive branches, digital collages blending their screen characters with real-life snapshots. Protective concern, viewers who value the pair's privacy urge restraint, reminding newcomers that pressure once contributed to other high-profile breakups. They share guidelines about avoiding venue leaks, respecting family members' social feeds, and focusing on the actor's craft rather than dress speculation. Unexpected relief, industry colleagues quietly admit the announcement closes a chapter of persistent rumor that sometimes overshadowed project launches. One director joked, "Now interviewers might ask about cinematography again instead of relationship status." 7. Why this engagement resonates beyond celebrity culture. At its core, the story carries familiar romance beats: long courtship, thoughtfully chosen ring, promises of an intimate ceremony, yet rejects the spectacle many expect from public figures. There is no sponsorship hashtag, no countdown reality series, no bridal brand collaboration. Instead, it echoes a quieter truth: commitment often grows in spaces unseen by strangers, fortified by shared values and protected by discretion. Çağatay once told a magazine, "Home is wherever I can read a script aloud and know the person listening is hearing the pauses as clearly as the words." Duygu, in a separate interview, mirrored the sentiment: "If someone can watch me fail a line 20 times and still believe in the 21st, that's partnership." Their engagement, then, feels like the natural extension of those philosophies, a promise to keep choosing the rehearsal room, the rewrite session, the midnight coffee, together. 8. Final thoughts. Whether the wedding unfolds beneath olive trees or behind city walls, whether one candid photograph reaches the press or none at all, the essence remains unchanged: 2 artists who navigated fame by keeping their compass pointed at craft, kindness, and now, shared future vows. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive. If you value nuanced storytelling over headline frenzy, please like the video, subscribe for more, and consider hitting the join button to help us continue bringing thoughtful coverage of the human side of stardom. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and remember, sometimes the quietest love stories leave the most lasting echo.